Hello everyone, my name is Allison and I'm the founder of Reroute Wellness, which is an all-natural hard sour candy with adaptogens to help stop panic attacks in their tracks. Here's my first product. It's called In Its Tracks. I'm going to be showing you today how I started my business from scratch with no money, really not a lot of help, no idea what I was doing. And what are my credentials? I literally did it myself. Okay, so I'm going to be explaining in detail. And this is my first video on this channel, and with my videos for the short form ones, I'm going to be doing more mental health related, and then long form I'm going to be talking about more like business related things because I graduated from Michigan State last year with a degree in marketing and entrepreneurship, and I just love everything kind of business related. So I'm just going to be getting right into it. This is a very detailed list, by the way, and it's like exactly step by step what you need to do. This is what I did. This is not derived from anyone else. So hopefully this can be helpful if you are planning on starting your own business. So I'm going to be starting with step one, which is coming up with your idea and your product. So basically how I came up with my idea is I had a panic attack. Well, I have a panic disorder. Let me just start there. And something that's always helped me is having a sour candy with me because it distracts your brain. So I came up with this idea in the car on my way to a gas station. And I thought, well, these warheads I'm eating are just not good for me. They have so many ingredients in it that make your anxiety worse. And I wanted to make something that was all natural and also went a little bit further. So with the adaptogens and the vitamin D. So basically, once I had that idea, I started working on a business plan. So that was the very first thing I did is I applied to like different programs and I made a business plan. So I used liveplan.com for my business plan, and I took like days to make it, and I also made a pitch deck as well, which over time you will iterate the same pitch deck over and over and over again until it's perfect. So basically that's what I did, and I sent my business plan over to professors at my school, and you can do this with anyone you know really, to see what they think I should make better, what they think I should improve, and same with the pitch deck as well. And then I also applied to different programs. So I applied to this launch program at my school, and if you're in university, there's a ton of different programs you can do for entrepreneurship. But if you're not, there's also a ton of other programs. Like if you look up the Small Business Association in your state, there's always things for that. And then there's also different hubs that you can, a lot of different cities have different smart zones or hubs where they help small businesses as well. So just look up like things that can help you in your area and apply to as many as you can. I also applied immediately to accelerator programs, which are free programs that help you with your business. Not a lot of them have funding with it, but some of them do. But they really just help you get your business started off the ground. So that's another thing that I did as well. So moving on to testing the market, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that your product is actually helpful. So what I did is I made some posts on Reddit, like under panic attacks, and I just basically asked, like, if I made a product about this, would this be helpful? And a lot of people said that it really would be helpful. And then I also did different interviews with people. I made Google surveys. I sent them out to my peers, and you really just want to see that it's actually a product that will be helpful. And then after that, the next step is finding the target market. So you want to find out who's buying your product, who should you be marketing it towards. This is for marketing purposes, for packaging purposes, for all the reasons you make your product, because who's buying it. So what I realized, at first I thought my target market was just Gen Z with anxiety and panic disorders, because that's me. Like that's why I started my product, and a lot of my friends as well. But after doing further research with my interviews, with my surveys, with posting on Facebook, posting on Reddit, different forums to see who would be buying it, I actually found that a lot of moms really liked my product, like millennial moms and men who are in the corporate world as well, which I was very shocked about. So that's another thing, is finding the target market. And then after you do that, what I did next was I researched all my competitors, and no one has my exact product, which I wouldn't have made it if they did, because I wanted something that was going to be innovative. But I will say there are people with similar products, and I wanted to make sure that what I did stood out different, not just the product wise, but also branding and marketing as well. So with the competitors, I kind of made a list and I wrote down everything that they have versus what I had and how to make it better. After that, before you even come up with a product, you don't have to, or you can have an LLC before you even make the product. And that's what I did. So you want to register your business as an LLC in your state or a corporation or whatever you want to register it as. I think registering it as an LLC is definitely safer and better for a small business. And it's only $50 to do. It's super easy. You just go on just literally look up LLC registration in your state. And if you want help with like an attorney, you can do that as well, but you don't need one for this. So that's what you can do next. And then also creating an Excel sheet with all your finances from day one. That's going to be super important because you want to make sure that you keep track of everything that you had to pay for, everything that you are getting money in, because when you do taxes, it will make it so much easier. So after you've done all that, is branding. This was my favorite part. I loved coming up with this. And basically what you're gonna need is your name, logo, tagline, and colors, and overall like graphics and theme and everything. So I actually completely changed my branding, and most businesses do change the branding. And one thing I will say is something I wish I did first was a trademark search on the name before I actually came up with the branding, because the reason I had to change my old branding, which was the name was Valley, was because I couldn't trademark it. So you're going to want to make sure you do a trademark search. Just look up on uspto.com and make sure that your name isn't taken and there's no similar names as well, because it's also varied on spelling and if it's in a similar category, etc. You can also find what I did for my trademark search and trademark filing for my business is I used a law clinic. Like, literally, you don't have to be in school for this. Look up law clinics in different like colleges, and they give free services like that. So they filed my trademark for free. They did a trademark search for free, but you still have to pay for the fee. It's just the search that's free. Anyways, next, after you search to make sure you can do your name, and I'm gonna backtrack, how I came up with my name. So the new branding is called Reroute, and when I was trying to come up with my branding, it took me a really long time to like try to think of how I can make this stand out the most. And what I did was I thought of my story, which was me coming up with my product in a car because I had my panic attack in a car. And then I was like, okay, like that's how I came up with Reroute, because like rerouting your life, it's also a car. And then that led me to my logo, which if you can see right here, it has the flower for like nature, but it also has, you can't even really see it in this video, but it also has it's like road tracks. So that's how I came up with my name and logo. And I actually made my own logo on Adobe Illustrator. I taught myself how to do this. And this is another free thing you can do, because on Adobe Illustrator, you can sign up for a free trial and just cancel it after. That's just a little life hack for you. Anyways, and then what I did for the colors is I figured out my scheme that I wanted, and I wanted something that was empowering. I wanted something that was also calming at the same time, and that's how I came up with you can't really see it in my packaging, but if you saw my overall branding, this black shade, it's not completely black, but it's a charcoal. That's usually the background for all my stuff, and then I have these bright colors like this bright green and this lavender, which is calming. I have some pinks, like all the colors in it just makes sense for my branding. And then also, after that, for the tagline, mine is fuel your peace, not your fears. And that just brings back to the fuel, reroute, the logo, and then also my product is called In Its Tracks, so like a car, like all of it, you want it to be cohesive and you want it to make sense. And you want to make sure your vibe for like product photography and that is the same as well. So next, what you're going to want to do is make a place in the market. So you're going to want to make a website, get a website domain on GoDaddy.com. It's not expensive at all. I think it was like $5 a year or something. Or you can make it on Shopify. My website's on Shopify and I did it all myself. It's $39 a month to sell, but to make a landing page at first, it's free. So you're going to want to make your website, make sure that, and I'll probably make a separate video on like how to make your website good and everything, but you also want to make socials. I literally have every single social media, like every single one for my business, even random ones like Lemon8. Like I don't know. You want to make a place in the marketplace, and something that I wish I did beforehand was to start marketing immediately. So I wish that I started posting while I was still creating instead of just recently, but that's something that could be helpful as well. And then after that, you're going to want to start actually creating your product, of course. And I tried to make mine at home. It's very hard. It's a hard sour candy. I don't know how to make candy. It also has adaptogens in it. Like, it's something very hard. So what I did was I did research on food scientists that were affordable and that I could use to help make my product. And that's where I'm at right now, is my small scale production, selling on Shopify, marketing on social media. All of this has been free pretty much, besides the food scientists, which I have been bootstrapping myself. It's like kind of sucks because I'm broke right now because of it, but like also you got to do what you got to do to get somewhere. So that's how I have been doing that. But eventually I'm trying to get into stores. Right now I'm actually trying to get into retail. That's a whole separate story because I'm basically just telling you now how I started it. Let's see what else. So once you actually launch your product, you want to make sure you get a lot of reviews. I've been asking my friends to write reviews. I've been letting people try it for free to write reviews. And that's super important too because people look at reviews a lot. And I only have like 15, and even that is helpful for right now. And then what else? Let me see, because I'm not even cutting this video. I'm just posting this as it comes out. But after that, you're pretty much good with the getting your business started from scratch. I guess some other things marketing wise, you can send your product to influencers to post about, to micro influencers for free. That's something I've been doing. I guess, yeah, if you have any more questions or like something separate you want me to make a video on, this was just a very vague how I started it step by step from scratch. And yeah, so another thing too, overall, just apply to a bunch of programs, as many as you can in your state. Free trials like Adobe Illustrator, that will be your best friend because it's a way you can do things for free without having to pay someone thousands of dollars to do your branding for you. Using Shopify, GoDaddy, using just all your resources that you can. Do all your research. Message as many other founders as you can. Connect with people. That's super important. Apply to pitch competitions. Apply to grants. All of the above. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions because this is my first video, so it's just, I'm not even editing it. I'm just going to put it out as it is. But yeah, thank you for watching and let me know if you want to see anything else.